Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel again. In today's video I'm going to be talking about my Builder Hall 8 base, which is really good because it's hard to 3-star. No matter where you attack from, you'll pretty much never get a 3-star unless you're using Night Witches, which are pretty much the only troop that can 3-star this base. And sometimes people attack from the top and don't even get a 1-star because they don't get the Town Hall. So I'm gonna do a couple of attacks, show you how I attack, and watch some replays, and you can decide if you want to use this base. So I use dropships, which are really easy to use, and they're also pretty effective. So for this base, what I'm going to do is just deploy a line of dropships to tank all the damage for my beta minions. I'm going to try and funnel with the minions. And you also want to make sure you get enough percentage, because when you're using dropships, you're pretty much guaranteed a 2-star. So you want to make sure you get enough percentage to win. So just deploy your dropships like this, and then minions behind them. Put some over here, and then wait for the outside buildings to be destroyed, and then send in the battle machine. One thing that you do want to remember when you're using dropships is the crushers. If there's a dropship that's by itself, it's not going to do any damage to a crusher because it will drop the skeletons, and the skeletons will get like one hit off, and then they'll die to the crusher in one hit. So you want to make sure your dropships are supporting your minions by tanking all the damage, and you want to make sure your minions are supporting your dropships by taking out buildings like crushers and air bombs and other defenses. So here we go, an easy 3-star. Didn't really have to think very much about like strategy. I just kind of deployed my dropships and let them go on through the base, and then my battle machine is finishing up taking out the rest of the buildings, and it's an easy 3-star. Okay, so let's see what the other guy got on my base. 94% 2-star, but not a 3-star. And he was using Night Witches, which is why he got such a high percentage, because as I said, Night Witches are pretty good against this base. Which is why I have those air bombs there, to kind of take out all the Night Witches when they're clustered together. But even then, when you have level 16 Night Witches and a high level battle machine, just kind of, they overwhelm the base. So yeah. He attacked from the side too, and he kind of got lucky that his Night Witches got the Town Hall, because the battle machine went up here. And I designed this base so that if you put giants up here at the top, there's a spring trap right there where the battle machine is standing, so a couple of them will be like sprung I don't know, killed by the spring trap. And then the Giant's ability, where they do like 500% extra damage to the first building that they hit, that will be, they'll be doing that damage to the double cannon. So then they get to the Crusher, which was right here, and they'll all die. And they won't get to the Town Hall. So it'll pretty much be a 1-star, or maybe 2-star. So for most other attacks, except Night Witches, like Giants and Barbarians, this base is pretty good at defending those. It's just the Night Witches that you have to watch out for. Which is why, if you're using this base, I would suggest upgrading your roster, because that helps dealing with Night Witches. So let's do another attack. This guy put the Town Hall on the outside. Not sure why he did that. The lava launcher mortar thing it sucks. It does like no damage to ground troops, and it's slow. So that's not really something you have to worry about. But the air bombs, when they're purple, that means they're max level. So those are going to be kind of hard to deal with because they're on the inside of the base. But what I think I'll do is go from the bottom here to make sure I get the Town Hall. And, well, first I'll try and get some percentage with the beta minions. And then I'll deploy the dropships in a line like this, with minions for support. Battle machine in there. Gotta watch out for these crushers, because the dropships aren't going to be able to take those out by themselves. Okay, now we're into the center of the base, and the minions are taking out the air bombs. All the dropships are down, but there's no splash damage air defenses left, so they can pretty much just pick off remaining buildings. .78% 2-star, that's pretty good. That's most likely a victory. Nope, this guy was also using dropships. Okay, let's see how he attacked. Level 25 battle machine. I don't know, this guy's probably like pay to win, because he had the high level air defense. I'm not sure if there's like a pack, Builder Hall 9 pack. Because I'm only Builder Hall 8, but I'm assuming there is. But I mean, you can't expect to win every single time. So I'm going to do one more attack, and we'll see how it goes. So air bombs are on the outside here, and like I said before, I usually try and go for the air bombs early on so I can push through the rest of the base. But these have a bunch of high hit point buildings in front of them, so I think I'm just going to ignore that and attack from the top here. So I'll deploy my dropships in a line like this. battle machine in the back for support. The lava launcher thing is just too slow to actually do any damage. The only time it's really effective is if your opponent, all their other troops have been killed and they just have their battle machine left and it's like stuck on a wall. Then over time, when the shots pile up, over time the area where there's like lava, over time that will deal a lot of damage to the battle machine. But pretty much in every other situation, the lava mortar thing sucks. So another easy 3-star here. Battle machine's going to be able to take out the air bombs, which will keep the dropship alive. If you are going to start using dropships, it does kind of take a while for them to become good enough to use, because you have to have high level dropships, like level 15, 14, and same thing with your minions. So you have to kind of invest in them early, spend your elixir on upgrading them early, so later on you can use them. So this guy only got a 57% 2-star. I don't know why people use like these weird army compositions with like baby dragons, night witches, and they expect it to be good. So the battle machine died because there was no support, no ground support for it, and that left the night witches vulnerable. So those all died, and then there's just the minions to pick off. If you're not going to be using this base, but you want to have a similar kind of anti-3-star base, one thing you want to remember is to balance out your buildings, your defensive buildings. For example, the Mega Tesla and the Roaster, Giant Cannon, Air Bombs, and Multi-Mortar. You want to make sure those are balanced. So you have some at the top. So if somebody attacks from the top, their troops will be really low, and most of them will be killed before they get to the town hall. And then these defenses here will be able to pick them off. Or if they attack from the bottom, the Giant Cannon and the Roaster here will take care of those, and by the time they get to the top, they'll just get taken out because they don't have enough hit points, and they won't get the 2-star, they won't get enough percentage. So even if you don't use this base, that's just something to remember. Well, that's all I have for today's video. And as always, thanks for watching. Hopefully in a couple days I'll have another video up. But now, yeah, thanks for watching.